All right, we are going to be making an updated model today in our notebooks. I'm going to do this. You can watch along on this side where it says the updated model. That's the slideshow. And then over here, I have me actually doing it, like writing it in my notebook. Okay? Sounds good? Sounds good. So this is what we're going to start with today. Okay, we're going to draw a line down this side. That is our key. Over here we have plants and a box. I'm not going to make it that long. And over here we have human, and that is more of an oval. Okay, apparently I don't know how to draw an oval. That's fine. Okay. So next we're going to be adding these things. Light. CO2 and water, or H2O. All right, I'm going to get a marker here just so I can see it a little differently. Okay. This is our chloroplast. And inside here, we're going to do a little purple. It's going to look like this. Like a spiky oval. Inside there, you're going to be writing super teeny tiny photosynthesis. Okay. And just so we know what our inputs are, we are going to kind of highlight this. Should have done that before. Whoopsie daisies. These are our inputs. Okay, so in our key, we're gonna do blue as our inputs. We're gonna do orange as our outputs. We're gonna make a tiny one of these. That means a chemical reaction happened. And then obviously we have CO2 equals carbon dioxide. H2O equals water. And O2 equals oxygen. Okay. We're going to start adding some stuff here. We got some outputs. So output here, output here. So first is food molecules, like sugar, right? those atoms are C, H, and O are what makes up, those molecules there. So that would be this. I'm going to add one over here. That is our carbon. Our oxygen. And our hydrogen's just white, so we're just going to do a circle. And in our key over here, oh my gosh, we added a lot. We're going to be adding carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. What's coming out over here? We have it on our slides. Oxygen, or O2, which is those two oxygen molecules, or atoms. Okay. There's some extra stuff we got to add here. So sometimes, instead of the food molecules being used, they get stored. So we're just going to add a little stored / use for growth. Okay, well, it's super teeny tiny, so maybe we'll zoom in a bit there. All right. Over here, also, our box, well, that is a living part system. We're going to be adding some other stuff here in a second, but I'm going to click the next slide. Okay, so now we get to add our mitochondria. So I'm going to use a blue. And this is our mitochondria. Okay. Inside there is another chemical reaction. And that is not called photosynthesis, that is called cellular respiration. Okay, but then at the same time, I think this is the right blue, sometimes our oxygen and our food molecules go right into the mitochondria instead of leaving the plant or used. So we're gonna do a little maneuver in here. Okay. So this is obviously oxygen, and this is glucose. Then during that chemical reaction, energy is extracted. So we're going to add a little boop, 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 boop. Can we see that? Can you see that okay? We're also going to add that to our key. Okay. Next, we're going to move on to more of the human side. Okay. As we know, humans, we eat food molecules. So we're going to add a little input arrow. And we breathe oxygen. So that's also going in. Inside humans, we also have a mitochondria. I'm going to label that. And a chemical reaction happens in there too. So then, sorry, I just stopped talking. So extractable energy here, CO2 and H2O are outputs of cellular respiration. I also want to go back to the plant and add that because that's what we do, you know? We just do extra. Okay, and that is it. I'm going to show you the whole thing. We are going to be adding to this later, but it's pretty cool. Okay, bye.